All right, it's time for Success Now. Okay, welcome to the Michael Crosby for POTUS campaign 2024. So here's what we got. We have other candidates. I'm just going to step up here and explain this to you. You found my campaign, you're in the right place. Because all the other candidates, they think too small. That's right. They all think too small. In fact, all the rest of the candidates combined, they think too small. So again, you're at the Michael Crosby for POTUS campaign. You're at the right place. Now let's start this out here. Let's repair wealth. All right, now which of you would like to sign up for one of the following variant programs that I will mention? I have previous people I've communicated with that have various types of ideas. Some of them are like, I want to build a brand new house and be guaranteed a graduated payment loan for the first year. Okay. And then the second year, I want to build 2 more homes with the same basic guarantee. Okay, that's good. Yeah. And they said, well, for the third year, I want to build 3 homes for year 3, and same deal. Yeah, we can do that. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, for the 4th year, we want to build 5 homes because we figure, we'll have homes kind of rented out and we'll be able to hire some extra people. And we think that's perfectly reasonable. Yeah, okay. Fine, great, okay. All right, year 4, yeah, okay. So for year 5, we want to build 10 homes. And then we figure we can retire. And whatever's owed on the remaining payments, it'll kind of get sort of picked up by rent. Okay, great, fine. This guy, you're tracking 5 by 5. You've paid attention to my, you can get 45 years worth of work, can be 480 homes. Let's turn it around over here. Okay, you people in the audience, who wants to sign up for that plan right now? Will that work for you? Is that large enough for you? Is that going to help repair your life financially? Sign up right now. Okay, we're going through the messages. Obviously, I'm going to edit this a bit. Yes. So I've edited a bit. Yes. Okay, so we're going through these messages, and some people are saying, I'm already doing that now. I want something bigger. More, please. Okay, there's not that many messages like that at the moment. However, I'm going to get to that. We'll get to that in just a little bit. What I am seeing a majority of messages on is a lot of confusion. They're not understanding how it is that this could be done. It's just not clicking somehow. Let me try this. First of all, why don't you go back and go through my material and see if you can understand how I've talked about that working. Because you're going to want to sign up for the program, so it's a guaranteed deal. And basically, yeah, so, there's like a lot of questions that people are saying, and they're having difficulty grasping things. I'm not going to talk till I'm blue in the face. I've already laid the information on the table for the most part on how this all works. I am basically, as president, eliminating all loan discrimination. Gone. There is no logical reason to stop anyone from making a hard asset. And if you don't have a job, I'm not going to say that doesn't matter. Let me explain how that matters. If you don't have a job, then statistically this says that you are immediately available right now to participate in an immediate new home construction project. So this is actually better than if you're bogged down doing a burger job. And people get confused. I don't understand. Well, this is what the computers are looking at. The computers say, that since you're available now, then basically there's no delay. That means that you can immediately begin working on the project, and you have more hours available per day to do this. So got some messages coming in here. Just give a few moments. Let's populate this. I'm going to edit this down a little bit. We'll cut this down and simplify it. Okay, looking at these messages, there's a couple people here that are like really mad. They're like, hey, I've got a burger flipping job and I've been doing this job for a couple of years. How is it that somebody that doesn't have a job somehow qualifies for the new home loan deal faster than I do? What's going on with this? They're pissed. They're like really pissed. There's a few people got about the same thing there. Well, just hold on to your horses, so to speak. Now, basically, the computer is looking at time availability evaluation. This is the big AI here. So the logic is, can it immediately schedule you to go to work on a different deal? How is this going to work? And somebody's, so there was another message. Someone says, "Oh, I see how that works." Yes, yeah. So in other words, if I quit my job, I qualify for the loan faster. So is that going to be in the form where it says I'm willing to quit my job and make myself 100% available immediately for the fastest possible response? Well, actually, yeah, you can do that. We can do that, put that on the form. So now AI says, oh, yeah, we can schedule you in much faster. You don't have as many things to figure out. We can go to the next stages of the operation of integrating this into your daily calendar. Okay, I got another message here, and it says, I'm a firefighter, and, I'm wrapping my head around this, and I'm mad, and my mind is fogged, and I'm upset, but it seems like I can understand how this actually mathematically can make sense. But how is this going to work on a nationwide scale? Nobody's going to want to work anymore. Well, first of all, I'm going to say now, hold on a minute, because the whole deal here is somehow, in some way, number one, these people are saying, yes, I'm available to work to build my own home, and that I'm going to pay my own wages from the construction loan because I'm the developer and I handle who gets the jobs and who gets the pay, yada yada. So it's still a work program. You have to work. So the firefighter thing, I want to say, hold on a minute. This is going to take a little longer. If you're a firefighter, hold on a minute, because your income zone and your professionalism indicates a different series of capability curves available with the AI. And that one's a bit complicated to explain right now with what I'm trying to do with other people. So I'm going to say, please pay attention and keep your eyes open later on for more of the firefighter integration stuff, because you already qualify for a house. You're already into a different series of situations, but there are creative engineering modifications to your financial situations that can occur. A lot of them, I'll be upfront, a lot of them have to do if you're willing to move, because there's a different set of demographics depending on where you are. But there's like wide open opportunity for all kinds of unique modifications, and the situation where your work schedule, you have so many days that you're working as a firefighter and then so many days off, you're an ideal candidate, says AI computer, to immediately engage in a carpentry project. So this can really be done. There's a lot of opportunity here. This is guaranteed for you. So I can't, this particular person, I can't get to the complexities of all the stuff that's there right now, and there are reasons. Let me move forward, but I'm just going to say, please keep an open deal for when we can start labeling things firefighter, or you can respond. You can put a tweet up and say, hey man, in brackets, firefighter options, for the Michael Crosby for POTUS campaign, Michael for POTUS 2024, and we can start treeing off of that. We can do a tree off of that. We can work with that. So, let me get back to you. Okay, I'm serious. So let me get back to you. Okay, I got another message here that's an interesting one. This person says, hey man, I'm young. I am young. They're like, I'm 22 years old. I'm young. I'm healthy. And I already know how to do a little bit of carpentry. I just can't find carpentry work at the moment. I know how to do a little bit of plumbing, electrical. And by the way, I'm going to college to learn other things. And there's a list of these things. They're kind of interesting, actually. A little bit of music, a little bit of that. And they're saying, look, here's the deal. I don't think small. He said, look, I don't think small. And if you're the guy that doesn't think small, I want you to put it on the table, because I've already listened to some of your stuff. And you're saying 45 years worth of labor should represent at a minimal carpentry integration with the technology upgrades of 480 houses. Now, I don't think small. Now, if I'm worth that much, how do I bankroll this deal and be guaranteed a serious building development project? I don't want to get cheated here, and I don't think too small. I'm ready for it. That's an interesting message. Okay, so let's address that. Now, let's look at everybody else and say, look, do you think, if you've listened to some of my stuff, straight out, when I'm talking about the creativity usage, the fair usage of loan capabilities and eliminating discrimination, if it's certain, do you think it's certain if you're going to be able, if you're young, this is the young question, you're young, and you're going to be able to work for 45 years till you get to 65, and then you can retire, right? That's the theory. Okay, so you're going to work and you're going to pay into Social Security, right? So, I already got people, by the way, I had some people too that are saying, hey, look, I'm in straight out, Now, so let's say that I'm going to say, look, there is a fairness to us. Let's work this a little bit. Let's work this. So let's say you're going to say, look, my labor is bankable, 100% bankable for 45 years, that you plan to work for 45 years. So therefore, now let's work on a plan. Let's work on a plan that has a 30-year loan plan. So we don't even have to use all the 45, but we know that you can work 45. Now, someone says, well, there's all these things that could happen. You could drop dead at any moment. A meteorite could come down from the sky and kill you. Okay, look, we're just going to, let's just imagine we got a pie, and we're just going to do this little tiny hair-thin slice that says insurance. So we're going to encompass insurance into the loan. So already, some people, I think, don't know what I'm getting at. I've talked about the guarantor bond style insurance for completion. That's basically what developers, contractors have been using on building projects. So we have that. We can do that, and we can add, early death. We can add, let's just add any kind of insurance that could possibly happen. What are the statistical probabilities that something somehow could go wrong? I mean, you didn't do anything wrong, and this car, went airborne and went flying 80 feet and came down and killed you. And you don't even know where the car came from, the last moment. So whatever it is, whether you're killed, whether you become disabled, whatever it is that might mean that you can't work, let's encompass a form of insurance. And you know what? based on the long-term scale, this is a very tiny percentage. And we're working it into a 30-year loan. Now, we could talk about 45-year loans. We'll get into that at another time, because that can get a little complicated, a little different. But if we're looking at a 30-year loan, which is kind of a standard to the industry at the moment, is a 30-year loan, we can do some very creative things. We could sit there and say, okay, what is your project going to be? But now you have to get into the complexities of the solidity. How is your project going to be solid? This requires a little more work. You have to plan a little bit. In other words, demographically, there are areas that you may not want to build in. There are areas that the reason you may not want to build into that area is because it's too expensive. It's too expensive for the ratio of increase to value, which means you may not want to do any construction in Beverly Hills. I guess this makes people in Beverly Hills maybe a little upset with me, that I'm not going to be focusing all kinds of people into Beverly Hills to do hard construction. But demographically, there could be reasons why Beverly Hills is exactly the place you want to build. But let's keep to mind that some people would say, well, if I qualify for all this great loan stuff, I don't want to build nothing in no slum. Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, that's completely logical. This makes good business sense, right? Yeah? So let's look at this, and I'm going to kind of ball it up now and say this is a definite possibility of yes. Let's not think too small, because we can sit down and we might group several people together that have similar ideas for a new combined style of project. They want to do something different. All of these things need a little bit extra work to make sure that the items have a positive look, a positive realization, so to speak. And there are just so many facets of being able to do this. I can think of many of them, actually. It would take a long time to go through too many of them right now. But AI becomes the ultimate assistive tooling to work with. Now, granted, you're going to have to govern AI. AI will go off on tangents and whatnot. But that's part of the reason why we get together, why we work on these ideas, why we're working with the number one biggest plan in the history of the world for economic recovery right here in the United States. And, of course, I've mentioned clearly that we need to think about treaties with Britain and Canada and maybe some other countries, because as a triad, we become far more powerful. We make an interactiveness that is way easier, because some people would like to have property in the United States, and other people wouldn't mind having some property in Canada. They would love very much to have a nice piece of remote property, and they wouldn't mind doing some time sharing with other people, maybe 4 strangers or whatever, maybe, whatever it is, and maybe North America, whatever, it doesn't have to be Canada. And working with these different things. So yes, let's not think too small. And yes, AI can do this. Now, have I run through a lot of these different scenarios? Yes, actually I have. I run through a lot of different stuff. Yes, do I need the archive back? Yes, I need my archive back. Can I build another one? Yes, I can build another one, but I still need my archive back. So it's important, Basically, I'm going to say this, and don't get me wrong, is that I've laid all this up. I worked very hard, and it's all set up to literally do victory after victory after victory in life. I'm serious. So, ethically, let's move forward with what makes sense. Because if you're tracking this, 9 out of 10 people should have listened to this so far and say, this actually makes sense. There's a way to do this. This does actually make sense. There's a fairness to this. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to do another mini episode after this. I'm going to keep addressing, because I got some other items to deal with other people that are like, I don't think too small. There's a whole bunch of people. They're young. And it's like, hey man, I'm young, and I'm into this, and the other thing, and I don't think too small. But there's a few people. Every so often you'll get one of these. It's you pop it up, and it's like, hey man, I want to be a painter. I want to live in Santa Monica on the beach, and I don't think I should be forced into any of this slave labor, and all this weird stuff that you would hear at colleges a lot. But the thing is I never said that you can't have a choice to make yourself a painter. This is America. You can do what you want. You can do what you want. I just ask you that, with the plan I'm working with, wouldn't this help make everybody else's life more solid? Wouldn't cash be flowing more freely around for people to do other things? I think the answer is yes. So let's keep working with this, and please, other ideas, please send them in. That's great. And yeah, a few images are okay. Yeah, sometimes I get interested in paintings. Yes, thank you.